Hey, what's up YouTube? And we're back again for another one. Here in this video, I actually end up making a mistake. An arrogant Muslim comes up and starts debating me on the Trinity, Hypostatic Union, and I actually mess up and say something that is wrong. And of course, just like any Muslim looking for a gotcha moment, he laughs, mocks, makes fun of me, and I let him do it. But it's funny how the tables turn when I start asking him some questions. You won't believe the things that he says. Make sure you watch the video all the way to the end to see what happens. But if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. We're very, very close to 4,000 subs. Thank you guys so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me. Make sure you watch this video all the way through. If you're a supporter of mine, it helps with the algorithm. And don't forget to like and don't forget to comment and obviously subscribe if you're not already subscribed. This is the first time I'm going to do this, but I want to do a goal today. I want to see if we can all come together and get 1,000 likes. I want to see if this works. If we can get to 1,000 likes, I think next time around we do a goal and we hit it, I'm going to see if I can hand out some prizes to anybody who subscribed here if we hit our goals. So let's do 1,000 likes and let's see if that works, and then I'll consider a prize for the next go round. If you're a supporter of mine, don't forget to like it so we can hit to that 1,000 mark. Also, don't forget that we're doing the Matthew Bible study on my Discord tonight. When this video drops, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The Bible studies every Monday, Eastern Standard Time, exactly 1 hour long. If you want to participate, it's on my Discord. My Discord link is in my bio. It's free to join, free to participate. Everybody is welcome. If that time zone doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. We are recording it, and it will be put on my YouTube so that you can watch it at a later time. But without further ado, let's get right to the video. What's up?
Hello?
What's up?
Yeah, so why you see Jesus is God? Explain to me.
Because I believe in the Bible.
Hello?
Because I believe in the Bible.
Okay. Is Jesus omniscient in the Bible?
Yes.
So how do you know that it was the season of the figs in Mark 11?
He did. He was using it as prophecy.
You want to go to the verse?
Go ahead, bring it up. I just told you he did it on purpose to show a prophecy.
What prophecy do you want to show? Oh, give me a second. I'll go get my phone, my computer.
The prophecy.
Or you pull it up because I'm on my tablet.
The prophecy he's showing is a prophecy in Jeremiah that describes the temple as a fig tree producing bad fruits. So he cursed the fig tree to make the prophecy that the temple will go down, which it did in 70 AD.
So, okay, good. So why does he have to go closer to the fig tree to see if he was not aware of his creation?
Yeah, he was aware of it. All of it was a demonstration for a prophecy. It was to show his disciples that just as the prophet Jeremiah said that the temple would not produce any fruits or bad fruits, I forget what it was, he's showing it through the fig tree, and he explains it later. That it's the temple going down. They had just left the temple.
What's the verse in?
I don't know, it's in several different places. You look at it. It's your argument. You look it up, bro. But I'm giving you the explanation. Doesn't matter if you read it or not. I already gave you the explanation.
It's explicitly said he doesn't know. Just an explicit verse. Why you want to go to the unexplicit?
It's a demonstration of a prophecy, bro. That's all it is.
Okay, if it's a prophecy, who gives Jesus himself his prophecy? Who gives Jesus his prophecy?
Well, I don't know what you mean by that question. Who gives him the prophecy?
What?
Don't know what you mean by that question, bro.
Yeah.
What do you mean who gives him the prophecy?
Who let him prophesize? Who gives him the ability to prophesy?
He's God, bro. He's God. He's God. He knows all things.
So you mean God the Father according to you?
No, I mean him and the Father share the same mind. So whatever the Father does or knows, so does the Son.
Okay, if the Father thinks himself is the Father thinks he is the Father, does Jesus think himself he's the Father too?
No, we don't believe he's the Father. We believe in the Trinity.
No, you didn't. You understand my question. If does, according to what you call God the Father, if God the Father think, he is God the Father and not God the Son, right?
Yeah. So God doesn't think in propositions that way. That would be a proposition.
What do you mean?
Like the proposition would be, I am the Father, therefore I'm not the Son. That's not how God thinks, because he encompasses all knowledge. So no. What you're describing is how a creature's mind would work. But God doesn't have a creature's mind.
So you see that the Father thinks he's the Son, the Father, and the Holy Spirit, according to you.
God's all knowing. He doesn't think. He doesn't process knowledge.
But does he affirm? Okay, affirm.
Affirm what?
Does the Father affirm he's the Son?
Does the Father affirm? I don't know what that has to do with anything, bro.
Yeah,
what you're trying to do, you're trying to pose like an argument that it's illogical for them to have the same mind, therefore have these thoughts if they share the same mind, right? But you're describing can you please let me finish?
What?
But you're describing a mind of a creature, of a created being that processes information. God's mind doesn't process information. He's all knowing.
No, it's not what I'm saying. Yeah. It's not about mind. It's about like affirming.
Okay.
Like himself being conscious.
Okay.
This is what I'm talking about. Like
just present the argument, bro. Just what's your argument?
Yeah, we're talking about like Mark 11, the fig tree stuff.
No, you went into propositional knowledge. Now you're going back to the fig tree. Which one do you want to do, bro? You got to go one at a time.
Fig tree, okay. Okay, very easy. Okay, so let's see what you say, how you say what true. Like you guys like to go to ambiguous stuff. So why did Jesus want to eat?
Why did what?
So you're telling God want to eat?
Yes, because he has a human nature. Yeah. What's the problem?
Does the divine nature want to eat?
Yes. Oh, not the divine nature, the human nature.
Sorry. Look, it's so complicated. It's so like it derails you from like logic. So what's the problem? Just not accepting Tawhid. Tawhid is way easier.
Oh, it is. Do you think your God's dependent?
No, he's not dependent.
Okay. So is he the most loving?
Yes. Surah 85.
Yeah, that means he's the most loving. So can he express all forms of love without creation?
Yes, because he has to possess it before like expressing it.
Okay, good. So he's not expressing it before creation?
Yeah, he has it, but he doesn't need to express it.
He doesn't need to express it?
Yeah, it's like he's the creator, but he doesn't need to create.
So he doesn't need to create. Okay, good. So then do you believe...
why does he need to create? No, stay on this. Why does he need to create?
Because if his attribute, do you believe these attributes are part of his nature?
What do you mean part of his nature?
Do you believe they're within his nature, these attributes? Are they eternal?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So if they're eternal... Okay, yeah, you don't need to recite it, bro. You don't need to recite it. Okay, so he's eternal. That means he has no beginning, no end, correct?
In Surah 57.
Can you just give me a yes or no? I don't understand Arabic.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. That's what I'm saying. Don't stop reciting it because I don't know what you're saying. So he's eternal, no beginning, no end, right? That means he's unchanging. Allah doesn't change, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So this attribute of the most loving is within his nature, which is unchanging. But you just said that before creation, he wasn't expressing it, and then he expresses it. That's a change.
His action can be, okay, Allah acts in time.
Okay. Can he express this action without creation?
What do you mean express his action?
The action of loving. Can he express it without creation?
Yes.
How?
Because he possesses it.
I know he possesses it. It's not my contention. I'm asking, can he express what he possesses without creation?
Yes.
Okay, how?
You just have to say it.
Say what?
He needs to affirm it. That's it.
Who is he loving before creation then?
He doesn't need to express it.
I didn't say he did. I'm just asking, how can he express it without creation?
What's the point?
The point is, if you are making the claim that he doesn't need creation to express that love, then you need to justify that, not just say it, and show us how. But according to Tawhid, there's no one to love before creation. Therefore, it logically follows that he needs creation in order to express this love, making him dependent.
No. So why did he create in the first place?
Your God?
No, your God. Why are you wrong?
So
why does God create?
Do you concede that Allah is dependent?
No, it's not dependent.
Okay. Well, you just said he need. You just. I mean, through the questions that we're asking, it seems like he's dependent on creation to express his love.
Just take it clear and don't focus on the ambiguous. You take Surah 100.
But this is not ambiguous at all. You said he doesn't need creation to express his love. Okay. If you can justify that.
Yeah, it's almost.
If you can justify that he doesn't need creation to express his love, then I'll grant that to you. I'll say, fine, he's independent. But how can he do that?
Because he possesses it.
That's. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't. I'm just saying if he possesses it.
What created like you?
If he possesses it and he's independent, that means he doesn't need creation to express what he possesses. So I'm just saying, does he need creation to express his love?
No, he doesn't need creation.
Okay, good. So then, all right, no problem. So then, if he doesn't need creation, how does he do it before creation?
He does not need to express it.
I didn't say he does. I'm just saying, how does he do it without creation?
He doesn't express it. That's it.
Okay, can he do it without creation?
Yes.
Okay, how?
Because he possesses. Okay, switch topic. I ain't talking about this. So why did God create?
Hey, Eunice. You notice the difference between me and you, right? The difference is I misheard you, and I thought you said the human nature, and I said yes, and I corrected myself, and you giggled like a little girl. You giggled like a little girl and said, "This is so complicated, you can't catch it." But notice, I asked you very simple questions about your God, and now it's just silence. Like you don't know what to say.
No, I explained to you. Like God needs to be internal. Like he needs to be first and last. Okay.
Correct. He needs to not be within time.
Yeah, but his attribute that he has that he doesn't need to have, but he has it.
He doesn't need to have it, but he has it.
Yeah.
Do you believe like God is necessary, that he can change?
No, he can't change.
Okay. So then.
So you haven't answered why did God create the world? I'll just.
Yeah, he freely chose to. He freely willed the creation of this world out of his love. Next question.
Well, what do you mean?
He chose creation because of his love. I mean, he did created because of love. He wanted to love his creation. What's the issue?
Okay, for us in Islam, he created us to worship him.
Okay. Does he love his creation?
Yes.
Can he love someone else without creation?
Oh my god, this argument, I don't know what you want.
Yeah, that's why Tawhid is illogical, bro. Because he can't. That would make.
Okay, what's wrong with worshiping a single God in one single person? Explain to me.
Because you're single.
Without intermediaries.
Because you.
Okay, explain.
I'm literally about to explain. You're like jumping in already, bro. I said one word. I said because, and you're already jumping in.
Okay, explain.
Okay. Because him being one person makes him imperfect. He's not perfect. And he's not transcendent. Therefore, he cannot be the creator. It makes him a false god.
So now I'll repeat my question. Why it's not okay, it's unjust worship a single God in a single person?
Because if you're worshiping a god that's a single person, he's not actually God. It's a false god. It's impossible for him to be the creator.
Why does he need? Okay, so why does he need partners to create?
I didn't say that. I just said that.
What you want to imply.
No, I'm saying that he needs to be multi-personal in order for him to be logical. Yes, I am saying that. But we don't believe those are multiple gods. It's just multiple persons within one God.
So what's multiple gods according to you?
Different beings, different entities.
Okay, at least you answered. This is good. So why do you want to worship a God that worships the God himself?
Because he is the one true God. I just want to worship one true God. So I want to worship
quantities like not equal.
I want to worship the one true God, the one that actually created the universe. And according to logic, unless you want to fall away from classical theism and you want to worship a God that contradicts himself, if you want to worship a God that contradicts himself, that can't be true, then the God that created the universe would have to be multi-personal. Because a unipersonal God cannot ground any of these ideas like love. Can't. He needs creation in order to love another. That would make him dependent. So
you say your God is dependent on things.
No, I'm saying your God is dependent, which means your God can't be God. Yo, you know, laughing doesn't like help your situation. You understand that everybody. You understand that there's like over 100 people watching, and nobody is convinced that you're actually like doing something here. Everybody sees your insecurities.
Yeah, it's because Allah misleads them. That's it.
Yeah, we don't have free will. Your God desires evil.
Yeah, so I have a question. So do you agree that Jesus, like your God, died, right?
He experienced death, yes.
Yeah, so whatever human nature, whatever like divine nature. So at that point, his creation was overpowering. Is overpowering him. Do you agree?
No.
But if he was not overpowering him, he wouldn't be dead.
He just allowed it to happen.
No, but did he overpower?
Who did he overpower? Did he overpower? What kind of question is that?
No, the creation that killed your God, like
he's your God too. You just don't know it. But he allowed it to happen.
No, did they overpower him?
No, he allowed it to happen.
But in order to allow to happen, right? Did they overpower him?
No, for the 5th time. No.
Okay. So I don't know what to say.
I know, because you don't have an argument, bro. Your God's illogical. He needs creation to love. And therefore, he's not independent. If he's not independent, he's not God. So your God changes.
Your God dependent on like food to survive.
That's just when he took on a human nature within creation. That doesn't mean the divine person needs food to exist. That's not what that means. Your
God dependent on another God to save to save his own creation. Well,
bro, you're stuttering.
Forgive. What's a God that's more loving?
You're stuttering now. You're stuttering now. You're stuttering now. Go figure out who God was loving before creation and whether he needs creation or not. Why don't you go study that?
He doesn't need creation.
Okay, good. Then who was he loving before creation?
These things doesn't matter.
Exactly. It doesn't matter because it doesn't matter because it actually directly directly annihilates your theology. That's why it doesn't matter. You want to avoid it.
Okay. If explain to me why there's no like more like person, like why don't you believe like in 10 person, 1100 person in your God? Like does that increase like the like more people to love, like according to you?
Yeah. All I know is through divine revelation that he is three. And three
but
is
why
and
not
three
11?
is
Explain logically. Like
I don't need to explain anything about God. I don't need to explain none of that. All I know is through divine revelation. Just like remember how you were like, oh, this is not important, who's loving, and this is not. Yeah, you don't want to explain anything about yours. So it is what it is, man. Go figure out who Allah was loving, and what you'll find is that your God is created. He's more than likely a demon or Satan, and that my God created him, and he actually rebelled against God and decided to create this false religion because polytheism just wasn't working anymore because Christianity was running rampant. So instead of working through these false idols and polytheism, he changed the strategy to say, I'm going to make a false counterfeit monotheism religion and convince everybody that convince a bunch of people in the East, particularly Arabia, that this is the one true religion and the one true God. And they're going to bow down and worship me 5 times a day. And I'm going to fool them into thinking that so that I can be worshipped again. And then on the day of judgment, when Jesus returns, your God, the one that you've been bowing down to, is actually going to be facing judgment and fall into the lake of fire. And that'll be a crazy, crazy day. So thanks for coming. Appreciate it.